Yoo-hoo, SWUCUBers. Today I'm going to talk about my favorite 1v1 draft format that I play with my cube all the time. Now, I kind of do it by necessity because my play group is just myself and one other person for the most part. And so usually when I'm having a cube session, this is how we're drafting it. So we call this phantom drafting. And the goal is to simulate the feel and the number of cards that we see as if there were more people than just us playing, right? Booster drafts, you can't just sit down with 3 packs each and take a card past the pack. The decks that you would end up with would be probably pretty weak and maybe not even functional in a game where you need 30 playables. So what we do is rather than dealing out 3 packs, we deal out 9 packs. And it's important that these packs actually have 15 cards in them. I'll explain why, that'll all make sense in a minute. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of simulate my first pick out of one of these packs and talk about the process of how you actually do this format. But first, just a note on my pack construction. I did a video on this. When I'm doing this format, I deal my packs out with 15 cards, usually 9 commons, 4 uncommons, and 2 rares in each pack. You don't have to do 2 rares. I just like having juicier packs. So we'll crack this guy and start. It's sorted by rarity, so I'll lay out my commons here up on top. Uncommons. And rares and legends. Right, so for pack 1, I'm pretty clearly taking Overwhelming Barrage, even though it locks me into colors. It's the best card in the game right now, so I will take that. Now, to simulate additional players, what I actually do after I pick a card is remove 2 cards from the pool, and then I'll pass the pack to my opponent. So in this pack, I would probably remove Force Lightning and the ATST to completely cut villainy cards out of this pack for the remainder of the round. That will hopefully discourage my opponent from competing with me in villainy. And yeah, so then I would pass this pack to them and receive another pack from them. I prepared this one beforehand. This pack now would have 12 cards, right? Because my opponent has picked a card and deleted 2 cards from the pack. Okay, so looks like we have 4 uncommons, no rares, and 8 commons. So they either picked a rare or a common and burned the other rares and commons, right? So out of this pack, what am I taking? I am probably taking I don't know, maybe Escort Skiff. It's kind of a low commitment pick. It's in the color that I chose. And I'll delete 2 more cards. We will get rid of, I don't know, these guys, because I feel like it, right? I didn't put a whole lot of thought in that, but that is kind of how it goes. Now, I'm passing my opponent a pack at this point that has 9 cards. And they'll make their picks and delete 2 cards and pass me back a pack that then has 6 cards. And then I'll make my picks, delete 2 more cards, and pass them a final pack of 3, which they will pick 1 card from. And then at the end of that round, we'll have each picked 5 cards, and we'll go to our next pack. Now, there are 9 packs that we deal out. So at the end of the draft, 9 times 4 is 45. We've each drafted 45 cards, and that is the pool that we build our decks from. You see, a little bit less cards than you would in an 8-player draft, but I think that's compensated by the fact that you basically get 9 pick 1s, which tends to make decks very powerful. I feel like the decks that I build with this method are generally a notch above a typical booster draft deck, which I enjoy, and so does my play partner. But you can really tune this however you want. You can have less rares in your packs. One thing that we actually like to do is with 4 players, deal out 6 packs, and then each player would pick a card and burn a card. And with that method, you actually want an even number of cards in a pack, so you just go down to the standard 14 playables, however you choose to design your packs. But that is the way that we use to simulate having more players than we actually have, and to build fun, powerful decks, and still have a skill testing and engaging draft experience. The one thing I will warn you about is oftentimes in this draft format, players would gravitate towards being in similar colors. And if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Because you're gonna hopefully try and wheel cards that you want to pull. And so if I'm in, green, red villain, I'm probably not going to be cutting a ton of green, red villain cards out of the pack, but in the deleting the cards phase of the pick, because I want to see those cards again, which will encourage my opponent to then take those cards because they've got more chances at taking those cards. So I find usually there's at least one shared color between the drafters in this case. And that's cool because you're basically sitting across the table of each other and you have phantom drafters next to you, right? That's not too dissimilar from what would happen in real life, but it is something that you need to be aware of, and some people don't like that aspect. And there's other methods of 1v1 drafting. One really popular one that is also great with Cube is Winston drafting. KTOD channel did an excellent video on the subject recently, so I won't waste any time talking about it. I'll just link their video in my comment section, but you should definitely go watch that. And yeah, with Cube, there's always ways to customize things. So you can dial up or down the power level. You can add more rares, cut more rares. Really, you dial these things into your taste. But this is just one of many. There's other ones. There's grid drafting. There's snake drafting. I mean, I'll do videos on these other ones eventually. But this is absolutely my favorite. I feel like it's very skill testing. It gives you the most powerful decks, and yeah, I've been doing it for years. So not with this game, obviously, but yeah, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and interesting. And if you want to see more SWUCUBE content, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep pumping out the videos. Have a great day.